Hello, it's Tony here again. Well, we're back and we've got another panel showcase for an aircraft that I've been working on for quite some time. It had a lot of instruments that needed doing and lots of complications along the way. And then I was just about to do a video and Sim Update 13 for Microsoft Flight Sim dropped and need I say any more? It caused a few problems, but all those have been squared away now, and we're back to working normally. And so here we are in the panel showcase for the de Havilland DHC-6 or Twin Otter, as we all know it as. So it's been an aircraft that's been around for a while, and one that I'd been meaning to get round to, and I was debating, shall I do it, shall I do it, shall I do it, shall I do it, and there's been some movement in terms of the aircraft and it being passed off to somebody else, and we don't know who that is, and so you can't actually buy this aircraft at the moment, but because it's been out for such a long time, I'm guessing those of you that wanted it have probably already got it already. And look, it may get improved or it may get released in a different guise, and I guess that will have to be addressed as and when to see how compatible that is with these panels. But I'm suspecting, I mean, if you look at this panel as it is, it's already possible to fly this with the X-Plane version, so that's a completely different sim and a different aircraft, and it's working with that. So to make it work with another aircraft, as long as they don't do anything silly with it, should hopefully not be too much of a problem in terms of a slightly different variant. But most of the instruments, if you look at a lot of the instrument panels, because they're an older aircraft, they do vary a bit, the instrument panels, but generally certainly the engine instrumentation and the flight instruments tend to be reasonably consistent. You might get a few different avionics options, obviously depending on the age and the owner of the aircraft, but there we have it. So I guess without further ado, we should really get going. So obviously for this flight, I had to do the one of the famous Twin Otter routes, which is in the Caribbean between Princess Juliana and St Barts. Win Air are the operator, I think, that everybody knows and sees lots of videos of that do those flights. So I thought I'd replicate one of those today, and so we're going to fly from Princess Juliana over to St Barts, and we'll see how we get on. Haven't flown this aircraft in a while, so that might be interesting. It's those of you, well, I say those of you, pretty much all of you would have flown into St Barts at some time, so know what a challenge that is. And in this Twin Otter that I haven't flown for a while, it'll make it even more of a challenge. So we'll see how we get on. So I guess we should bring the panels. You see there's quite a few panels here. I guess if you had extra monitors, you could put these on. And talking of extra monitors, one thing that I've got on the way is I've got a pedestal monitor coming. I have actually ordered it. They told me it was, nearest damn it in stock, but as usual with suppliers, they lied. And so it's on back order at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to be in stock fairly soon, and so I've got a smaller touch monitor for my pedestal, which I've been trying to work out how that's going to work with throttle quadrant and pedestal and whatnot. And so I might show some videos about what I'm doing with that later on in terms of my whole sim build and whatnot. So we'll get into that probably in another few videos, I guess, aside from these panel showcase. But just digressing slightly with some of these panels, certainly these bigger aircraft, the bigger they are, they obviously have a bigger cockpit and have bigger instrument panels, overhead panels, pedestals and whatnot. So it's worth having a little bit of extra screen real estate. Of course, I know everybody hasn't got that, and so you can put them, and so there's a lot of these extra additional panels. I'll make them so that you can show and hide them, so that you don't have to have them in view all the time. But if you did have an overhead monitor or a pedestal monitor or another monitor off to the side, you could put these items, or even a tablet. I mean, you could even fit these onto a tablet if you wanted to, and use that with Space Desk or something to have a remote you know, display and use it as a virtual overhead or pedestal or whatever you wanted, really. So the choice is there. But for the moment, as I do with all of these showcase, I show them in a 2-panel view because that's basically how they're presented now. How they're collated with the instruments on the panels. But of course, you can split them off and put them onto different panels if you own if you wanted to. So let's get the external power on and the DC Mars star. And we'll put the seat belt, no smoking. Don't think we're going to need pitot heat today. We'll have the anti-collision light on, just the beacon. Okay. I think once I'm waiting to look at everything else, I'm not following a checklist here, just doing all this from memory from when I did these. I say it's been a little while since I sort of, well, it's been sort of complete, and I was just about to do a video, as I said before, Sim Update 13, and so it's been a week or so since I've messed around with these. Flight compartment fans on. Don't need anything else. Right. Okay, so we'll turn those off for the moment. We'll keep this start panel up because we need that open. Okay, let's try a start. Let's make sure we got our... Oh, I've got a feeling this one... I haven't got the right throttle set up here, but I've got a feeling this one is opposite, if I remember correctly. Let's try. Let's try and do a start for the right engine. You see the lights dim there as you're doing the start. like one switch was operating in one sense and one was in the other, you know, one being up, being on, or down, being on. Obviously one was right, one was wrong. So I've made it so that it's as per the right way, as far as I can ascertain it, and as far as normal aviation standard would be. So you may notice a few little differences, but they're not wrong, they're intentional. So we have no enunciation at the top there. We're good. Well, 10 degrees of flaps, the flaps indicator. Top right here. And one very long minute. Strobes on.
Some of these are just enunciators, but some of these you can see when the hand appears. Some of these are buttons as well. Kind of use knowledge or to click on the face of the button for the enunciation. And then most of these ones down on the right here are on the central pedestal area. So you've got trim, which is down just to the right of the pilot. So between the seats, there's a ram here that's on that central
Leaving altitude.
Enjoy the view out of Princess Juliana. We head over to St Barts. So we don't climb too far. Say 4,000. Right to the altitude selector. Right along.
Altitude.
So the right hand side panel is quite, well, a big chunk of it is the engine instrumentation. You can see you've got annunciator panels at the top and the bottom there. What's happening here? Not sure what happened there.
Leaving altitude. Leaving altitude.
Yeah, so the annunciator panels at the top there. It's hard to see here, but you can do a test. You can see all the well, you can't see many there. But just go back to that view. You can see all the other annunciators on the other side of the panel there doing a test.
Altitude.
And it tests these ones as well at the top there, and then the compass in between the two annunciator panels, the fire panel below that, and then a suite of engine instrumentation suite for your talk, your ITT, your prop RPM, to the right of that, you've got at the very top, you've got your electrical gauges, so you can look at your volts and your amps for your heat generators and the battery there with a switch. And then below that, you've got your Avionics, which will be a panel, and in this case, the 530 and the 430 combination. And then to the right of that, you've got the KP140 that I was speaking about earlier. You've got a transponder, that's a KT-76C, and then the usual Benjamin's King ADF underneath that. And then above that, you've got an ELT, the battery temperature monitoring thing that you can do and test on by pushing the button. Switches for the forward cargo I don't recommend opening them in flight, otherwise it will open the doors. Alternate, static, and then you got your pressure gauge there, and your alternate fuel gauges with some enunciators for those. That's for the other tanks, not your main tanks. So there we are. We can see below, but you might not be able to see them, but just see some parts below us there. So I'm just going to circle down to get us onto the approach to land, and I guess I'll join you when we're back on that approach. We'll come back and we'll do a quick landing at some parts. say with this particular Microsoft Flight Sim version, you get a lot of switches, particularly the overhead panel switches, working the way Aerosoft coded it. They hid a lot of that stuff behind. You heard me talk about before the V-bars, and so what did after when the aircraft was first out. Lots of community were complaining about control loss of the features, so they created a file, well not a file, but at the end of one of them was a file that created an L bar to B bar table, if you like, lots of cross-column validation of variables, so that you could use the DL bar to control the B bar. They did that for quite a few of the buttons, but they didn't do a complete set, not complete enough for my liking for an Air Manager panel. So what I've done is I've worked out what additional ones I needed and basically added those in. So I've detailed all of that in the manual. So if you want all of the switches to work, and a lot of the ones that you may have seen me operating in the video, you will need to just do a little edit. You can do it as a copy paste because all the details are in the manual. You can just copy that out of the manual and paste it into a single, just one file. That's all it is. It's not have to open lots of different files and do complicated edits. It's copy it out of the manual and paste it into that file and save it, and the next time you open the aircraft, that functionality should be in place, so you can enjoy control of all of those individual functions, but there are quite a few of them, so just in terms of the awareness, so everybody knows that's what you need for capability. Although, you know, the basic functions probably still work okay, but it won't be a full operation of every single control or switch, because simply the aircraft wasn't up on that. And again, maybe that's something that will get addressed when they someone relooks at the aircraft, and maybe they can improve some of those things as well. So, I guess we'll go and shut down now. Let our passengers off here in the beautiful island of St Barts for them to enjoy. And I guess that's it. You know, they're the DHC-6 Twin Otter panels. The X-plane one is, I would say, a little bit different. It's not dramatically different. Most of the organisation of the panel and the layout and stuff is similar or the same. I mean, it kind of reflects the simulation aircraft, so if you're familiar with the simulation aircraft, the items that are in that aircraft that are different to this one will be in the Air Manager panels, the same differences. So there's a little autopilot mode panel, I think, down near the parking brake area that the X-plane version has, but this one has the KAP 140, and then there's some differences that this one has that one doesn't have. So, and the annunciators on the above the 6-pack there are a little different, not dramatically different, but just a few subtle differences there, and some of the annunciators are there, some of them are not, in different variants of the aircraft. So all those are reflected in the individual panel variants, as they are with all of the other panels that I've produced. So you get all of the different variants, so you can use it to sim the X-plane version or the Microsoft Flight Sim version. So it's taken a while for those sounds to go down. That's what I'm saying, they need a little bit of work, I think, on the Microsoft aircraft. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you again in another video soon. See you again soon. Bye.